Welcome and thanks for joining us for this edition of Scope. On Wednesday, the 21st of July, Papua New Guinea's first ever virtual runway documentary featuring 12 local designers from throughout the country was shown at the Paradise Cinema in Port Moresby. The documentary was an exciting opportunity for both established and emerging designers to display their work in the places where they found their inspiration.
When COVID-19 struck in 2020, the world came to a stop. For the young fashion industry in Papua New Guinea, restrictions hit hard. Designers were left without a platform to display their work and earn money, a dire predicament. At PNG Fashion and Design Week Limited, this was the challenge that director Janet Sios was faced with: how to keep her platform going. Her movement began in 2016 with the aim of displaying culturally inspired fashion. To date, the platform has trained close to 100 models and 822 emerging designers, 110 of whom are people living with a disability.
Due to COVID-19, it's affected the whole world and affected us in Papua New Guinea. We weren't immune to it. We just have to now thank you to the Australian government for challenging our team last year and this year to look outside and look at ways of continuing our work. And we went virtual on MTV with our launch. We are the first platform that went virtual on that platform, and now we are going virtual with our runway. We're excited.
In the lead up to the big night, the designers traveled to Port Moresby with their models and shared the inspiration for their designs. The group included a collaboration of 3 designers from Alotau.
Individually have our own labels. Mine is Bilaway, my middle name, obviously. Our collection name is Beauty Out of Ashes. Between us, we have 15 garments, 5 each. We have included the tribal wear in that, so each one of us has created a tribal wear. I learned the skill of weaving graskets from my grandmother, my late grandmother. The entire garment is made up from pandanus and coconut. It's a traditional outfit. The other two one has made traditional fiber, natural fiber bikini, and the other is working on did a tapa cloth.
Elizabeth Ruby Tarega Omera also spoke about her collection titled Doba from her line Denani.
Denani is my late dad's name, his traditional name. So I wanted to carry on the legacy where my dad had left behind. The doba is made from a particular banana leaf from the Trobriand Island, and this banana leaf, this particular banana, it's a strong banana. That is the leaves that are used to create this currency here. And the final product that you see, the colorful grasket, it's actually called doba tola. But the doba, which is a bundle, that is called doba.
Representing the Central Province with her designs was Wandit Amini Korimbo, who said the theme Strongim Custom Walkabout encouraged her to go back to her village to learn more about her past.
I had to go back to the village and learn a couple of things about the history. How did our grandparents, their livelihood, how they survived to get fish and food, and some of us, our prints or motifs or tattoos have died with our grandmothers, or we had to go back and learn about these things through relatives. So it actually brought us back to the past.
One of the only 2 male designers in the group, Sebastian Samba Sivam, said he needed to carry out research for his collection called Maramu, which in his mother's native tongue of Kiwai translates to mother.
It does actually encourage me as a male designer to see that this platform is not only for women, but also for men, because we also do have our stories that we want to tell. And we have been through a lot as well, and some stuff has been kept under the table. And for me, I find like fashion is a way of us expressing ourselves, who we truly are, through print, through fabric.
He also spoke on the need for men to tell their stories through fashion.
I've basically chosen a dori, which is the headrest that you can find primarily on Western Province dancers, and also that can be found along the Torres Strait Islands as well. And it goes to show that we are currently like descendants of those regions, and that's how we travel. My patterns all speak kind of like a story and a balance, good and bad, so the color palette is black and white.
A new member to the world of fashion and design, and representing New Ireland Province, was designer Esther Sione. Sione attended one of the design trainings conducted by the PNG FDW in KVN. Originally from Mortlock Island in the autonomous region, Sione drew inspiration from both provinces for her designs, depicting the voyage of her ancestors from Polynesia to Mortlock and the tools they used to survive when they settled there. She also included New Ireland baskets, paying homage to her home province.
The designs on my garments, each design tells of a story, and these are the stories that I want to pass on to future generations and the upcoming youths.
Another success story for the PNG FDW training is Elaine Akwaakila, the designer of the Mrs. Kolos, who put her own twist on the traditional Mary blouse and made it her own. Her collection is titled Manui.
So Manui is my village name, and it means beautiful, or it normally refers to the beautiful bed of paradise. Yeah, so this is my middle name, or the name from the village that they gave me. Yeah.
A familiar face in the PNG fashion scene, PNG's Bilum lady Florence Jaukai Kamel showcased her collection themed The Shield, telling the story of how shields are used during battle. She was joined this year by her daughter Deborah Jaukai, who designed her collection Bamboo under her mother's label, Bilum Mary Products. Deborah said her inspiration came from the bamboo plant, which is used daily by the people of Eastern Highlands. Other designers included Hannah Aria and her collection called Black Croc Edition that drew inspiration from clay pots and paddles used by her clan in the Gulf Province. Hailing from the Oro Province under her label Baiwa, Natasha Tamanabai's collection titled Eutu Teka translates to new woman in the Binandere language in Oro Province. Out of East New Britain came emerging designers Catherine Turbarat and the only other male designer Hilary Minor. Under her label Jamal Design, Turbarat's collection Rewind depicts the fern and coconut and their role in providing nutrients for a pregnant mother and her unborn child. Minor from Pomio promoted a Pomio staple, the taro, in his collection titled Taro under his label Oimop Carving Tool. As beautiful as the designs were, they would not have come to life without the young Papua New Guinean men and women who proudly displayed the outfits, some of them for the very first time, spending hours in tough conditions to ensure the best displays of the designs.
The opportunity given for all of us to come here is remarkable. We're all speechless, especially coming from the Highlands. This is new to us. Standing up on the stage, walking, poses. We have to go home to actually think about it, and doing our rehearsals and all that. So it was such an effort, but being a model is not easy. Walking with dresses, walking down the river, climbing up the hills, especially coming from the Highlands. But we are happy and excited to come out. This is the first time that this has brought girls, especially from Goroka, out from our comfort zones. So it has made us more comfortable, more confident with ourselves. It has boosted a lot of self-esteem to us, and we're just honored to be here representing our very own Florence Jauka and Deborah.
Equally important as the designers and models were the sponsors from the private sector, government departments and NGOs who got behind the cause, helping the platform pull the whole thing together. PNG's biggest telecommunications operator, Digicel, was among them, becoming the official broadcaster of the event. The night culminated in a glitzy, glamorous event with a mini fashion show following the screening of the documentary.
When we come back, resident youth take ownership of Gordon's Market and bus stop to reduce crime and improve public safety. Welcome back. Gordon Youth Association, or GYA as they have come to be known, are a group of young men that are taking a bold stand to take back their community from the ugly reputation of crime that has dominated and tarnished the suburb. Over the years, the busy suburb has become synonymous with crime. Every day, people move around the area with the fear of an attack and being held up. The security of residents, commuters, and businesses are largely affected by the crime wave that sweeps the homes, the bus stops, the streets, and the markets. GYA representatives Kenneth Pombo and Unapo Yogomin tell us more about the young men and their efforts, supported by their families and the community, to restore a sense of security to their homes and the streets of the Gordon suburb.
The Gordon Youth Association consists of a group of young men that can be found in their vests in front of the Jade Island store, directing traffic and watching over commuters as they go about their business. Since the beginning of July, GYA has not only been cleaning up the bus stops and market areas, but also assisting commuters to move around freely. Their presence in the area and willingness to assist people to avoid danger has brought about a sense of security and helped to drive out those few that are causing harm to people that move around the area. Kenneth Pombo outlines the main motivation for the group and the outcomes they would like to achieve.
Out of the motivation to just have a safer environment. What we need is everyday people, citizens like you and I, standing up and doing something for themselves, because that's how we will change anything in this country. It's the only way we will change, is we standing up for ourselves. And I'm really proud that our guys are doing this simply because they want to. And if we can gain support from people because of that, and in return be able to support ourselves and have this program continue, then that's the end goal.
Unapo Yogamin explains that the group's main aim is to bring back the essence of community spirit back into the community and aim to be a positive influence for other communities to follow.
The main key factors are just try to help bring back the community spirit lo Gorens. Now, just make it safe for everyone. Everyone lives there and everyone just goes by. Yeah, just to kiss it is a spirit now. Make it Gorens look safe now, so everyone can just go around and come anytime. You know, you meet the Gorens, then mentally you saw Gorens look also in the past couple of days or couple of months ago. And that just try to change the Gorens community blah. So we had enough of this. Barap in name blah must be in one and only Gorens. But in fact, actually, maybe line stop Gorens are making, but I'm online outside also just come in and just bar up in.
The association's Facebook page, GYA, has gathered a total of followers and is garnering support from not just the community, but also law enforcement and business houses around the city, especially those in the Gordon area. Kenneth tells us more about the outpouring support from these businesses.
Very happy to help. And they're even willing to donate money, and that's sort of support they're trying to give. But unfortunately, at the moment, we do not have a proper association set up yet, because we do not want to wait around while the paperwork is being done, because the crimes are still happening, would still be happening while we are waiting around. So we're not waiting around for that to happen. We're not backed by any organizations or government projects or anything like that. We've just decided to stand up and do it because this is where we live. It's our home.
Kenneth tells us GYA would like to venture into sustainability and explains why this is important for the group of young men that have been helping to clean up the streets, bus stops, and market areas.
So we've just decided to gather all the guys in the area, and we're doing this with our heart, basically, to make the place better. And that may not sound very sustainable to some people, We do understand that, and we're trying to work to get the papers and all that sort of thing properly and in order, so that when we go out to business houses and stuff like that to ask for support, because we do want this to be a sustainable thing. We want it to be prolonged and keep going, so that projects like this can have a positive impact on not just the Gordon suburb and the northeast area of Mosby, but the whole city as well.
The response from GYA family members, the community, the police, business houses, and the public has motivated the group to keep the momentum going. GYA will be doing more to encourage the spirit of togetherness in the community through other fun activities that the group will be announcing through their Facebook page.
We want this to be a community project for hours and hours alone, that other people may be able to replicate and be protective of it and take it as their own as well and go. Because that at the end of the day, we all want to live in a safe city that's a conducive environment for mothers and children and even us men as well. That's what we want at the end of the day.
Welcome back to Scope. The Kairuku-Hiri Ward Councillors Presidents joined the member for Kairuku-Hiri, Peter Isawaimo, and Central Governor Robert Agarobe in meeting with Electoral Boundary Commission recently to discuss a possible split of the Kairuku-Hiri electorate into two separate electorates. The province has had only 4 electorates and wants to see an additional open electorate so that the growing population is catered for.
Growing population in provinces and districts around Papua New Guinea is forcing governments to create new electorates so that people are not overlooked or miss out on vital basic services. The Kairuku-Hiri electorate is the latest district to approach the Electoral Boundaries Committee and express its need to divide the electorate into two, Kairuku and Hiri. A meeting was arranged between the Electoral Boundary Commission and representatives of the different levels of government in the district to address this need. The consultation was witnessed by members of the community from both local level governments. They expressed why the Kairuku-Hiri electorate should be divided. President of the LLG, Auda Rogea, had the backing of 19 ward members while speaking to EBC Commissioner Francis Kaugerua and his officers.
Kairuku-Hiri electorate is the only electorate in Central Province that legally qualifies for the demarcation of current Kairuku-Hiri into Kairuku electorate and Hiri-Koiri electorate. Continued of justification, Kairuku-Hiri electorate has high population density of 12 persons per square kilometer. Need for separation to Kairuku electorate and Hiri-Koiri electorate for a balanced population densities. As per 2011 census data in terms of population distribution, Kairuku-Hiri remains the most populous district with 45% of the total population of Central Province. Again, the Kairuku-Hiri electorate need to be separated to Kairuku electorate and Hiri-Koiri electorate for a balanced distribution of the population in the districts. Local governments and wards. Tapini local government have 11 wards. Waitape local government have 16 wards. Wari has 9 wards. Kairuku local government have 18 wards. Mekelle 24, Kuni 11, Hiri local government 19 wards. Koyeri 24 wards. Wanapa Brown 13 wards. Rigo North 20 wards, Rigo Central 31 wards, Rigo East 16 wards, Rigo Coast 26 wards, Amazon Bay 11 wards, Cloudy Bay 14 wards, and Aroma Coast 20 wards, which made up the 16 local governments in Central Province.
The presentation by Rogea was based on the electorate's geographical status and the population density. Also that the 2021 electoral boundaries review is well overdue as far as demographic indicators of Central Province is concerned.
Development challenges in Central Province. Lack of basic road network, unreliable transport system, high cost of logistics and isolated communities due to geographic nature of the province in the remote areas. Population boom, migration of people from within and outside the province, leading to overcrowding in NCD, resulting in illegal land grabbing in Central Province, and lack of income and job opportunities among the locals SMEs. Poor health and education services due to absence of quality education and health infrastructure, and many others.
Since 1977, the province has had only 4 electorates and wants to see one more open electorate to cater to the growing population in the electorate and the province.
I'm very happy and I'm thankful to the Electoral Boundaries Commission for doing your rounds here. Like every other speaker has alluded, yes, we expect a good presentation to Parliament for consideration, vote and adoption, of course. Yes, I also agree with the suggestion of our Commissioner that some more political awareness has to be done in our region so our people understand. We have 24 seats, Papuan seats on the floor of Parliament. Unfortunately, I think we have 1 vacant. A member for Kerma has passed on. But yes, it's good to have public forums like this so we understand firsthand the views of our people.
The Central Province politically has 4 open electorates. The provincial administration has always maintained the 5 district administrations, Abau, Rigo, Hiri, Kairuku and Goilala.
By no means should we delay this any further. Kairuku-Hiri has to be split this term of Parliament. And those are very, very strong recommendations that I am making to this government, the Marabe and Basel government, that Kairuku-Hiri needs to be split this term of government. The people of Central Province have committed a lot to the state. We have committed our land that the capital city now sits. And if anything, the people of Hiri are affected the most. And the people of Hiri need to have their own MP in Parliament so that he can then concentrate on raising the issues of land grabbing around the city and the further extension of boundaries into Central Province. So I fully recommend that Kairuku-Hiri be split for this term of Parliament. And I know that all my people of Central Province stand behind me on this one.
To end the consultation, Commissioner Kaugerua said a report based on the meeting with leaders of Central Province and leaders of both Kairuku and Hiri LLGs will be filed and tabled on the floor of Parliament. He said Parliament leaders will decide whether the additional district should be granted for Central Province in the year 2022.
To at least address some of those criteria. One criteria is the population density. Okay, the number of population we have in Kairuku-Hiri. 2 is the location, community effects like services, geographically, how big the size of Kairuku-Hiri is, communication and other government services that are also going in. So those criteria will set some kind of a thought with the EBC to make recommendation during its reporting.
That ends another episode of Scope, a kind reminder to apply simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise the social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance.